Leo Santa Cruz and Abner sat beside one another at the final press conference before Saturday's boxing card at the StubHub Center, each with arms crossed. They were cordial but not especially interested in pleasantries. Instead, each boxer knew he had to contend with two opponents, the men they were set to fight in future bouts on a premier boxing championship card, and their Southern California rival. Knowing full well that victories for Santa Cruz and Mares would place them on a collision course, both delivered clear-cut wins that reminded fight fans why Santa Cruz Mares is a rematch worth making. From the opening bell all the way through his lopsided stoppage over Lancaster's Chris Avalos, Santa Cruz would not stop smiling. Perhaps that was because Avalos wore the word Hitman across his belt line, not that the WBA featherweight champion needed instructions. Santa Cruz's grin persisted as he unleashed a torrent of heavy straight punches and short hooks to the head and body that Avalos absorbed until the referee, Thomas Taylor, interceded at 134 of round 8. Though a Santa Cruz victory looked inevitable, Avalos' 276 was not put down despite the champion's best efforts. In the fourth round, the assault from Santa Cruz hammered Avalos at distance. Two massive overhand rights put Avalos on wobbly legs, but he survived as the pro-Santa Cruz crowd cheered wildly for the Los Angeles-based fighter. "I thought I had him in the fourth round," Santa Cruz said. "I gassed out a little bit, but I got my air back later. I thought the ref was going to jump in during that round, but he let him continue." Santa Cruz cruised through the middle rounds until he hurt Avalos, 27, with a left hook followed by a right straight in the eighth. Taylor's decision to halt the contest came after several hard punches landed in the middle of the ring. The fans in attendance wanted more action and jeered the stoppage. Though they didn't have any kind of case to make, Avalos supporters made their way to his corner and yelled obscenities at Taylor as California State Athletic Commission inspectors blocked their path. "I want Abner Mares," said the 29-year-old Santa Cruz. "I said if we both win, we're going to fight. I'm ready to fight him in Los Angeles in the beginning of next year." Returning to the StubHub Center for the first time since his shocking opening round knockout loss to Johnny Gonzalez 4 years ago, Mares gave his supporters a much better showcase. From the opening bell of a 12-round WBA featherweight championship contest, Mares peppered the challenger, Guadalajara's Andres Gutierrez, with stinging power punches in a ceaseless stream in line with his swarming, pressuring style. A decision was rendered in the 10th round when the ringside physician ruled that accidental fouls worsened a cut above Gutierrez's left eye and made it too severe to continue. The cut came as a result of a legal blow in the opening period. The aggressive Mares wore a smile like Santa Cruz after the decision to call the contest and go to the cards. He said that he felt the fight could have been stopped 3 rounds earlier. Gutierrez, bleeding from his left ear, pushed through whatever Mares was throwing, displaying grit if little else. Judges at ringside saw it unanimously for Mares. Pat Russell called it a shutout 10,090, while Zachary Young and Tim Cheatham tallied 9,991 scores. The victory set Mares 3,121, fighting out of Guadalajara, Mexico, by way of Hawaiian Gardens, Calif, on course to meet Santa Cruz, though he joked at Thursday's press conference in Marina del Rey that he would fly to Ireland to take on Carl Frampton, so long as he was booked in first class. However, there is strong incentive to pit Santa Cruz against Mares for a second time. A loud crowd of 13,108 fans walked through the doors at Staples Center when Santa Cruz and Mares fought in August 2015. The all-action affair featured 2,037 punches, of which 600 landed, in one of the top fights of the year that netted the best boxing ratings on ESPN since 1998. Mares sought to pressure Santa Cruz and enjoyed moments of flurried punching success, but he was unable to defend piston-like straight lefts and rights that marked up his face and numerous quick successive strikes on the inside throughout the fight. Though one judge saw it a draw, 114,114, 2 others tallied scores of 117,111 for Santa Cruz, whose height and reach advantages could again prove difficult for Mares to navigate. The rematch was discussed for October 7 at Staples Center, but negotiations broke down in August when Santa Cruz cowboy hat-wearing father and trainer, Jose, preferred a tune-up for his son coming off the longest layoff of his career. In January, Santa Cruz recaptured the featherweight title against Irish star Carl Frampton, who outpointed the Mexican fighter the previous summer by majority decision. "I told everyone that I was here to make a statement," said Mares, who showed poise and chose to pick his shots rather than brawl as his new trainer, Robert Garcia, gave him instructions. From his locker room, Santa Cruz watched Mares, and though he saw some improvement, he pinpointed several exploitable mistakes. "I think the rematch will be easier for me," he said.